is Kay. I'm a poet and a writer, and on this channel I do reactions to K-pop videos, specifically lyric reactions and breakdowns. For today's video, I really wanted to do a lyric reaction for Suga's People. I did People Part 2 when it first came out, and I've always kind of meant to do People because it is one of those, like, one of his mixtape ones that just, it's a fantastic song. And when he performed it on IU's palette, Suga's a great performer. Obviously he's a great performer, but it had like an aha moment when he was performing it where it was just like, I don't know, there's like something about it. Like he has this like shyness to him, and then when he's doing what he does best, it just like melts away, and it was really a performance. And this one has the English subtitles, fingers crossed, because sometimes it says it does and then it doesn't actually. But let's go ahead and let's react to the lyrics of People. We'll just jump on in. Here we go.
스쳐가는 사람, 스며드는 사람, 나는 어떤 사람, 나는 좋은 사람, 아님 나쁜 사람, 평가는 각색에게 그냥 나는 사람, 다들 살아가겠지, 다들 사랑하겠지, 다들 바라가겠지, 익숙하겠지. 사람들은 변하지, 나는 변했듯이, 세상살이 영원한 건 없었다. 지나가는 해프닝.
Let's just go from there, because he has already said so much. So yeah, a gentle breeze. Because he doesn't always go for like heavy metaphor in his songs, and yet this one, he is constantly comparing things. So gentle breeze, and then people that brush past. So that feeling of the people brushing past you like on a busy street is the same as a gentle breeze. Like they're both just passing you by. And it doesn't mean anything. They don't care about you or anything, right? They're the same just thing happening. People that soak into the heart. What kind of person am I? Just this like random musing. Like the kind of thing that like suddenly you start thinking about at night, and then it's like, can I trust these thoughts? You cannot trust any thoughts after 9 p.m., okay? Like you just got it. If they start happening, you gotta be like, wait a second. It's after 9 p.m. Cut those thoughts off and either go to bed or find something else. Like you can't trust them. If you're starting to think a certain thing, just think about it again in the morning. That's my advice. You cannot trust the thoughts after 9 p.m. Okay, so what kind of person am I? Am I a good person or a bad person? There are many ways to judge, and this is some of the like maturity of Min Yoongi and the way he looks at the world in a very, it's not non-judgmental, but it's like non-biased. He's seeing it from many sides. Like I could be a good person to one person, I could be a bad person to that same person, I could be a good and bad person for different things. Like, you know, maybe you are a huge humanitarian, but you also eat meat, you know? Like, different people are going to see you as a good or bad person based on anything. Maybe you pick up the litter on the street, and maybe you throw some litter on the street, but also, what else are you doing in your life? Like, there are many ways to judge, and there's many moments in which you're either thing. I think you just gotta continue musing on that. Just a person, thus embodying that good and bad. Everyone would live on. Everyone would love. Everyone would fade away and be forgotten. People change, just like I have changed. So he's saying everyone does all of these things. Like, this is not a me in isolation kind of thing, and this is not just like one person's emotions. Like, everyone does these things, and also everyone changes. And I've also changed. I'm part of this, inserting himself back in that like everyone is doing that, and that doesn't exclude me. We're all just people. There's nothing that lasts in this world forever. Everything is just a happening that passes by. And whether or not that makes you feel like better or worse is definitely just going to depend upon where you are in your life and your mindset. But just that idea that like there's an inevitability, but also it's gonna happen anyway. Like, it's not something you need to fear, it's not something you need to worry about. It's going to happen, and you can ignore it because it is inevitable. You could worry about it and like spend your whole life thinking about it. Everyone around you is going to experience the same thing, and it's going to happen to you and to everybody. regardless. So why not just stop thinking about that? I guess like everything is just a thing that's happening that passes by. All the things in your life that like feel like such a big deal, like you can let them go because they just happen and then go. Nothing is the end of the world until the world ends. And you might as well just keep going until that point. It's kind of heavy, but it's like it's heavy in an uplifting way, right? That kind of musing, that kind of thought.
Why so serious? Why so serious? Why so serious? I'm so serious. I'm so serious.
And this, okay, I'll bet this came out around when the Joker movie came out. I'll just bet that. I'm pretty sure that the timelines match up a little bit for when he released the song. But that idea, like, why so serious? And he's taking that in a serious way, and then he's like, but I am so serious. Like, all of these, like, really serious, heavy thoughts, like, I'm thinking them. Like, I'm a serious person. And it's almost like it's okay to think these kinds of things, right? I love this. So he says, so what? So what if I'm so serious? What if you just brush by? Again, like the wind and like the people at the beginning. And so what? What if it hurts? And sometimes you might get hurt again. Like he's almost accepting a whole bunch of things while he just like train of thought works through them. And People Part 2 was very train of thought as well. But this one was almost like the first, like maybe this is even how you journal at night, right? Just like thinking these things and accepting them as you work through them mentally. Just like having the thought and being like, but it's okay. Sometimes you might shed tears, upset. And so what? What if you live like that?
사람들은 변하지 너도 변했듯이 세상살이 영원한 건 없었다 지나가는 해프닝 너의 평범함은 드러나의 특별함 너의 특별함은 드러나의 평범함 나의 평범함은 드러나의 특별함 나의 특별함은 드러나의 평범함
He's a fast rapper. But he has no trouble with it. That's the crazy thing. He's a fast rapper and he has no trouble with it when he performs it live. He's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna bust out these raps that like, he must be breathing through like another nose somewhere to get enough breath for all the things he's saying. Or like, I don't know, his breath control is incredible because he raps so well through all those fast long parts. I'm sure there's a technique, but like, he does it very well. I flow the way water flows. Of course, this could be translation error, but like I move like water moves, not like wind. So all these people have been like wind and he's been like water, like cutting a course through, flowing steadily, comparing himself to something more solid than air. At the end, there might be something. Special life, ordinary life, each in its own way. What's good is good in the end. And so these things are equal, having a special life or an ordinary life. He's saying they're kind of the same. What's good is good. A good life is a good life, whether it's considered special or ordinary. Things don't always go as intended. Discomfort is something everyone has to withstand. The repetition of dramatic situations can make your life exhausting. So if you're always under stress or you're always like in a high tension environment or stressful environment or even just an exciting environment, it can make your life exhausting. It can be really tiresome to be yourself. And people are like that. When you're not there, you want to be there. Got some FOMO. And when you are, you don't want to. Which is like anxiety. Who said people are animals of wisdom? So he's challenging that notion of wisdom, that people are inherently wise. For me, obviously, We are animals of regret. The regret is the main thing that separates us maybe from animals. And then again, people change just as I've changed. Again, like that, the acceptance that I have changed, and so does everyone. And that's like an uplifting kind of thing, right? There's nothing eternal in the world. Everything is just a happening, passing through. Now you're ordinary. So again, he had mentioned the ordinary versus the special life. So your ordinary became my special. So for him, when he's talking about it from the perspective of an idol and living this very intense life and this very glamorous life, and then being skyrocketed to fame in a way that he couldn't handle at the time. And he's very openly talked about his depression and anxiety at this point. Just a normal, ordinary, quiet life seemed so special to him, that someone else's ordinary life seemed so special to him when he couldn't have it. And then your special became my ordinary. So this glamorous seeming life he got used to. It became the life he's living. It became the career he has, the person he's became his ordinary. So something that someone else could only dream of, now that's every day for him, even though he's seeing something outside. And he's already mentioned that, like, the grass is always greener on the other side, right? You always want what you're missing out on. And then he repeats, my ordinary became your special, my special became your ordinary. Just this idea of you always want what you don't have, and it always looks more glamorous when you can't obtain that. He could never go and have just a regular ordinary life at this point. He's too famous. His face has been in every country, everywhere, on billboards, you know? Like, he can't have a normal life. He can't just quietly, like, exit the scene. Like, now this is his ordinary life now. And that's just kind of how it is. And it looks so glamorous, but this is just how he's living day to day from now on. There's this heavy acceptance in this song that I just really love. And for someone who has never been a singer, he's learned to sing really well. So what if it hurts again? And sometimes you might get hurt again. Sometimes you might shed tears. Like, so what? I love the concept of this song so much. I don't know. This has been on my comfort playlist for a long time, because sometimes you just hit those moods where you're like, you just have to accept the way the world is working and just be like, you can't fool yourself. You can't fool yourself and trick yourself into believing that you're doing your best if you're not. But if you are doing your best and it feels like you should be able to do more, you can accept that you really are just doing your best for the moment, that this is what your best is gonna look like at this moment in time, and that's just how it is. And I feel like this is the kind of song that, like, sometimes you have to just, like, listen to and remind yourself that, yeah, sometimes things just are what they are. People are who they are. They change for better, from your perspective, for better or for worse. Someone could become a better person than they were, and suddenly you, like, feel like you could have a relationship with them again. They could be a worse person than they were, and you could feel like you do not want to have any kind of relationship with them. Anything, like, that's just people, and they may come back around again, but they're just breezing by. Everything is just breezing by. Just that inevitability. I don't know. I really, really love it. Let me know what you think about this song in the comments down below. I feel like this song was so, I don't know, there's like a punch to it, isn't there? It was just like, this is the way I need to think about it. In this train of thought way, this song felt very purposeful. It felt very liberating in a way that I think the part 2 was a little more rambly, and yet it comes out beautifully. Let me know what you think about People by Suga. Agust D, because it was on his mixtape, so I guess it is by Agust D. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of video. I have tons of other BTS reactions out there. I post videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes on Saturdays, if I can get around to it. Completely messed up my ankle, and I haven't been able to walk for 3 weeks. So it's been hit or miss whether or not I get videos out on time, but I'm trying to get back to it. So I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!